Last month, I uploaded a video about my upcoming Steam game. It's a multiplayer horror game about social deduction where one of the players is secretly infected and can disguise themselves as a survivor. And let's just say, while I was checking the video's comments, there were quite a few people saying the same thing. Among Us. Man just made Among Us. It sounds like Among Us. Literally this Among Us. Among Us, 100% Among Us. Isn't this just another version of Among Us? Huh? Where am I?
So, basically...
Okay, let me address this right now. Maybe my game is very similar to Among Us. I know. But actually, aren't all social deduction games technically similar to Among Us? And also, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't played Among Us in years, so I have no idea how it's changed. Among Us has Shapeshifter and other roles, so isn't this just Among Us? Listen here, buddy. Back in my day, the game only had 2 roles. Now apparently, there are like 10. What the fuck is a noisemaker? Guardian Angel? I only remember Imposter and Crewmate. Alright, so currently there's still a lot more work that needs to be done for this game before I can release it on Steam and make millions of dollars. Oh, never mind. The game is going to be free. That's awkward. Anyways, for this update, I broke down what I'm going to be doing into 3 main sections. And with that, first, let's be honest. The game could use a bit of a visual upgrade. So what can I do to improve the visuals? Maybe this empty, untextured area? That's right, the skybox. It currently looks like an unplugged TV screen. It's just black. It needs some stars. So I got to work on exactly that. And wow, look at those beautiful stars. Can you believe that I was able to make the star texture all by myself? In only 2 attempts. Now with the skybox out of the way, there are still a few more things that I could do to improve the visuals of the game, and some of these will make the game look 10 times better. First, I slightly changed the UI to have more rounded corners, and I also changed the font. Little things really matter. I then added more of a graininess to the game to suit the horror vibe that I'm going for. Then, I changed the skin material of the infected player to have more of a cartoony appearance, which just looks so much better, it's crazy. Now, I don't know if you noticed this, but the game is very dark. A little too dark. I'm surprised that no one said anything about this in the previous video. So to fix the game being dark, we could do 2 things. Light. I cranked up the brightness of the game a little bit, and then I went over to Blender to make a light to place it around the map. And I really like how this light turned out, because as DJ Khaled once said, light.
There's roadblock.
At this point, the game is looking pretty good. That is, until you walk into the bunker. It's empty, and there's not even a proper texture on the walls. As one of the comments in my last video said, the bunker doesn't even have any textures or models. It's just cube. So first, I found a concrete texture online, and then I placed the texture on the walls in the bunker. And this looked a bit better than there being no texture at all, but I still didn't like how it looked because it didn't match the art style of the game. That meant I needed a different texture. A texture that matched my game's art style. Dude, do you get the hint? I have to make a texture myself, but I suck at art. Uh-oh. Let's see here. Circle. Another circle. Messed up circle. 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 Another circle. Another circle. Line. Another line. More line. Yeah, that'll work. I placed a new texture on the walls, and I would definitely say that this texture suits the game more, because everything's terrible so it blends in. Now, the bunker is starting to look a bit better, but it still doesn't have any models, so it's completely empty. Just like your heart for not subscribing to my YouTube channel. I'm just kidding, but this emptiness brings us over to the next section of the update. Adding models to the bunker. For adding models to the bunker, I put together a huge list of models that I have to make for each room. And I also put together a list of reasons why I should quit game development, because making all of these models is going to take forever. The bunker is finally finished for now. But wait, one more thing. I asked my Discord server to make me some paintings that represent the game. And there were a couple of questionable designs to say the least, but I picked a few and I spread them around the bunker. Definitely go ahead and join the Discord server so you can participate in events like these, and you can maybe get into one of my games. Out of the hundreds of models that I made for the bunker, my favorite has to be the soda machine. I mean, it's got some of the best flavors of all time. How could you resist these? Let me know in the comments which drink you're taking. And I don't know if you noticed, but there's a vending machine over here in the corner. This vending machine brings us over to the next section of the update. The game now has a vending machine system. I could waste time explaining the system to you, or I could just show you one of my good friends Gilbert explaining how the vending machine works. Gilbert is a genius. Check it out.
I just want to show you something, okay, real quick. So, watch this, right? If we start the game, right? So, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to pick up the sugar. And if I go over to the vending machine, right? If I press E, Look at this, ready? Boom! The vending machine just tweeted the sugar, and I got the mine, so it's pretty good. Yeah, so that's basically how it works.
Alright, so as you can see, I am promoting gambling in the game. Yes, you can go up to the vending machine and gamble your current item for a mystery item. It's kind of like the mystery box in Call of Duty Zombies. Call of Duty. Can I go one video without making a reference to Call of Duty? I don't even play the game anymore. Anyways, I added a gambling cooldown so you guys don't get too addicted to gambling. I'm looking out for you, man. So now, you have to wait 60 seconds between gambling. And then, once the time passes, you can continue gambling. That doesn't help their addiction at all, does it? The next big change was risky. I removed the flashlight altogether. Yep, the game doesn't have a flashlight anymore, but it still does. Let me explain. I thought that the flashlight was inconvenient, that you had to be holding it in order to get light. And I also didn't really like the cliche battery system, and it can get pretty annoying constantly looking for batteries. So instead of all of that, I made the player able to toggle the flashlight by clicking the middle mouse button. I then also made the flashlight visible to other players, which will make the game scarier. But obviously, since the flashlight was removed, I had to make some default arms for when you're holding nothing, which is annoying because, I don't know, it took a while. Previously, the game only had one type of item spawn. Items that spawn and then just land on whatever is below. But I wanted to introduce a new type of item spawn into the game, the drawer spawn. It would be cool if players can search through drawers to find items, but I had a problem. I couldn't make the drawer system work properly. Usually, I can make a drawer system pretty easily, but since this is a multiplayer game, nothing is easy. I had no idea what was happening. Yo man, is opening a drawer really that difficult? After a big fat headache, the players can now open the drawer on the network. I never thought I would see the day where I could open a drawer in my online multiplayer action horror social deduction game about trust without any problems. As I was playtesting the game in the last video, I realized it was very difficult to find the crafting stations and the task items. To fix this, I needed a way to show the players where these things are, and to that, I decided to make a minimap. First, I outlined the map from top down to get a crappy illustration for the minimap. Actually, I didn't do this. It was my 2-year-old sister. Yep, not me. Wait, I don't have a system. I then set it up in the game and added a player icon. But there was something terribly wrong with the player icon. It was a triangle. Now, I have nothing against triangles. If that's what you're into, that's fine. But the problem was that the player couldn't tell which direction they were facing because it's a fucking triangle. But I quickly rebounded from my stupidity and I found a new player icon that actually functions like a player icon. But the new icon really made my illustration of the map look bad. Or I meant my sister's illustration. So I went back to remake it. I retraced the map and I made it look really good. Like you. Yeah, I give you a compliment, so you have to like and subscribe right now or I'm taking it back. But anyways, this map drawing probably isn't what it's going to look like in the completed game, but it's a lot better than before. I then added a bigger map that you could toggle by pressing M on your keyboard, and then I added a couple of icons to the map when you're playing the game. The blue icons show where your task items are so you can find them easier, and the crafting table icons are, well, the crafting table locations. One of the things that I kept in mind with this game is inventory management. There is not a whole lot of inventory space to store your items, so you have to be strategic. And after the last playtesting session, I realized that 5 toolbar slots is still probably too much, so I reduced it to 3 toolbar slots. This probably won't impact the game too much, but the next change definitely will. Currently, completing a task only gives you one kind of reward, and that is reducing the game timer so that you have to wait less time to escape and win the game. But I thought it might be good if there was some tasks that rewards you with health and speed increases instead of the game timer reduction. So I got to making that, and I made it so that the players all get 2 tasks that reduce the game timer, 1 task that increases their max health, and 1 task that increases their speed. But now that I think about this whole system, I'm debating on whether or not it's a good idea. I've added it for now, but please let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you take a look in the security room, you'll notice in the corner, there is an object with a bunch of screens. And that is the new camera system. If you walk up close to it, the screens come on, and you can engage in one of my favorite hobbies called stalking. This makes no sense whatsoever, but you have to shine your flashlight on the screen to be able to see it. Could you imagine shutting your lights off and not being able to see your phone screen? It makes no sense. But you want to know what else makes no sense? This morning, when I was taking a shower with no water, my dog started chirping his ringtone at max volume. But the problem is, I'm allergic to the number 8 on the McDonald's menu, so I had to call in sick that day for work. It's also important to know that the cameras are randomized each game, so if you're infected, you can't just memorize where all the cameras are, you have to figure that out each game. Earlier, when I made the electrical room, I also made a fuse box. And with that, I realized this is a good opportunity to add another task before the update is complete. So I did exactly that. I made a task where you have to bring fuses to the fuse box. I know it's not really that engaging of a task, so I'm thinking about new task ideas that are more fun for future updates. But I don't know if I can make a task that's more fun than what I'm about to show you next. Out of nowhere, someone sent me a Discord message with a video attached at midnight. What could this be?
Hey, Todd, there's a glitch. Okay, so see, look, you can just walk up that wall.
Oh, damn, that's a crazy bug. I should tell the dev about that right now. Yeah, I almost forgot that the players can literally fly. That's a bit of a problem. But really all it took was a few lines of code, and now it's fixed. I am now forever scared of getting a Discord message at 12 AM with a video attached. Thanks. I then got my dad to playtest the game, and he has something very important to tell you. Dad, say wishlist the game on Steam.
Wishlist the game on Steam.
It's the top link in the description. Please wishlist the game on Steam so that more people can find it. It just takes one click and it's free. Thank you. If you want to playtest this version of the game and join a community of like-minded gamers, game devs, and artists, go ahead and join the Cyzeck Discord server. Link is in the description. Thanks for watching, man.